Hi guys, I'm gonna be performing the regular haircut with the 3 guard on the sides, clipper over comb on top. This is the model, and I'm gonna first start off with properly draping the client. I see that he got the collar shirt on, so I'm gonna go ahead and tuck in the collar so I could go ahead and put the neck strip on. Grab a neck strip, come around, kind of tuck it inside. Grab the cape. You'll see that a lot of barber stylists tend to throw the cape over, but that's an improper way. What you do is you come over towards the front, properly place it, come around the back, and tie the cape on. If you see that the cape does not close off because the client's neck is either too big or too small, we got these pins for the cape. You could get them at any barber supply store or your barber supply guy that comes to your store, whatever your case tends to be. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a fresh towel for the client. For each and every client, we use brand new towels, fresh, clean. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my comb out of the barber side, wipe it off. This is my personal towel, so I'll go ahead and grab another one. And this was just to like dust off the customer if he has excess hair, whatever the case may be. But that towel is just for the client. I'm gonna go ahead before I start the proceed to cut the hair. I'm gonna go ahead and comb the hair first. Make sure that I'm working towards the desired style that the customer asks for. Once I've situated the hair and the customer has told me what type of haircut he wants, I'll go ahead and perform the haircut. So I'm gonna go ahead, make sure that my machine is plugged in and I got power, and proceed with my haircut. I'm gonna go ahead and use the 3-clip, place it on top of the machine, make sure that it's inside the heel of the cutting blade and that it's fit and there's no way that it moves or tends to move. Make sure that all the hair is combed, turn on my machine and proceed to cut. I could start from anywhere, from the back, from the side, doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's a nice even cut all the way around on the sides of the head, back of the head, the nape, and the sideburn. So I'm working towards my sideburns, cutting around the sides. I'm gonna work all the way towards the temporal area, but I'm not gonna dig in towards the head because the head tends to be oval. So my main objective is to make sure that I get a square haircut. The squareness of the head tends to show masculinity. So I'm gonna proceed towards the back. Make sure that I get every hair in the nape and keep working towards the crown and the side temporal area. I'm not gonna pass that, and if I do pass, I'll continue to go up. I'm not gonna go in. I go up, I go up. As I go cutting, I comb to remove any excess hair that I have cut and it's still just lingering around in the head. I continue to work my sideburns, my sides, all the way towards the temporal area. Remember the chair, it's a moving chair. It rotates, so you don't really have to move around the customer too much. The chair does the moving for you. Remember, the hair grows in all types of different ways, different grains. It could go down to the left, it could go to the right, it could go straight down. So we want to hit the machine in every angle, going sideways, going upward, towards the left side. But we want to make sure that we get every angle so we get a nice, fresh, clean cut. Once I finish with my 3-guard, turn off the machine, take it off, place it, comb, and I'm gonna proceed with my clipper over comb technique. I grab my towel with my client, wipe any excess hair off his face. Once I'm done doing that, place the towel down and proceed with the haircut. I'm gonna work the temporal area and work my way into the top of the hair, the crown, and the frontal part of the head. I'm gonna come in where I already marked my 3, grab the excess hair, and do clipper over comb technique. Remember, I'm bringing in and I'm tilting outward like about 22 degrees so that I'm not cutting into the ovalness of the head. Give it a square look all the way around. Clipper over comb. And I don't cut too much. I just cut a little bit and I come back at it again and I come back at it again until everything falls into place. I continue all the way around from the left all the way to the right and make sure that everything's nice and even all the way around. Always remember the mirrors tells you all the details, where there's excess hair. It got all the secrets, all the mystery hides in that mirror. I see that I have finished my temporal area. I'm gonna go ahead and proceed to cut on the top of the head. I'm gonna go ahead and determine how much am I gonna cut. I use my comb, form a guide, and I proceed to cut clipper over comb. Once I form my guide, I use that same guide all the way around the hair. Once I got that little squarey look, it's pretty flat on top, I proceed to cut the rest of the hair on top. As you go cutting, remember to comb the hair so you can remove all excess hair and you can see what you're actually doing. See where it needs to be cut. Continue to look. See a little bit more over here on this side. Already finished my right side. I'm gonna go ahead with my left and give everybody the same, more or less texture, the same size. Now I'm gonna match the top with the sides and cut the temporal area. This clipper over comb technique. I look at the mirrors, make sure that everything's nice and even. And then I'm gonna go ahead and work into detail now and cut whatever needs to be straightened now. Go ahead and turn them to the mirror again. Make sure that everything's nice and even. Good. Grab my towel, clean off the excess hair. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my tool guard and I'm gonna go ahead and give a taper towards the nape area. Just to kind of clean off the excess long hairs because they're a little bit longer. Just to give it a detailed cut. When this lever closed, it's a 2 guard. When the lever open, it's a 2.5. I hit it up with the 2 all around down here. Now all of this, I'm gonna hit it up with the 2.5. Just to kind of match that 2 into the 3. I'm gonna pass, comb, pass, comb, pass, comb. Look in my mirror again. Make sure that everything's nice, fine, detailed. Look for the little tricks, look for the little dark spots. If you can't see them on an eye to head contact, like if you're standing right here and you're looking at this head and you can't detail, stand it away and look at the mirror, just so you can catch every detail. Come back at it again, and I'm done with my haircut. And that's the clipper over comb technique with the 3 guard on the side. Now, with my edger, I'm gonna go ahead and proceed the tape line so I could give it a nice fine detailed cut. Now this is just detail. This is just to like make the haircut stand out. Since he's more of a older gentleman, I'm gonna go ahead and give him the square sideburns because it's a classy type of dude, you know, it's a traditional haircut. I'll go around the ears, clean around the ears, give him the square sideburns, comb, and whatever little excess hairs we got here, I'm gonna go ahead and arch the sideburn. Don't be scared to move the ears and bring the ears down. It doesn't hurt the customer unless they got sensitive ears. Most times, it doesn't hurt the customer, so it's gonna hurt them if you do cut them with the blade. I clean around the ears and work towards my nape area. Give them more or less the V vertical. I'm coming down in a V. I'm not coming straight down. I'm coming down in a V. Gives them a more defined look. Like I said, it's an older gentleman, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him the square back. I comb, make sure I remove all excess hairs. This machine, I tend to use it more softer just because it tends to irritate the skin. So remember to use it with a light touch. Real light, soft. Don't dig into the skin when you're using the edger. The machine will do the work. The machine is the one that does the cutting. You don't have to dig into the skin to cut the hair. The machine itself will do the job. Move the ears, don't be scared to move the ears. If they're in your way, come around the ear, clean the ear, and continue with your edge. Continue working around just to clean around the ears and give it that fine detail for the haircut to stand out. Gonna give them the square sideburns. We're gonna match the other sideburns, so we'll look, see where we mark this one. Come around and mark this one as well. Once I mark my sideburn, I'm gonna continue around and hit the side and give the arch, make the arch stand out. We're not gonna detail his tape area, but we are gonna just clean the excess long little hairs. So I'm done. Grab my towel, clean off all the hairs, and proceed with the blade. I go ahead and open up my blade. I notice that I got a blade on there, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out, put it inside the container where we throw away blades. Remember, it's all about sanitizing and being clean with your clippers and your tools. This is my towel, so I'll go ahead, clean off the blade, and use a fresh new blade on every client. Brand new blade. Crack it in half, carefully split it, and carefully place the blade inside the moving container. Once you place it, bring it back in, push back in with your fingers off of the blade, and now you got your blade inside the actual holder. I'm gonna go ahead and moisture the skin. I'm gonna water it down, damp it. So as I wet the hair, I wet the sideburns, I wet around the ears, I wet the back of the neck, just to moisture the skin so I can have easy strokes when I pass the blade on the skin. And now I proceed to use the blade. Grab this hand, and with this hand, I'm gonna go ahead and stretch the skin. And I proceed to cut with the blade. I already marked it with the edger, so all you have to do is pass the blade over the areas you pass with the edger. Proceed to cut over the ears, stretch the skin, continue to stretch the skin. For every time you put the blade on the skin, we stretch skin. Don't ever pass the blade without not stretching the skin. Come around the ears and continue to stretch. Remember, the chair continues to move, so put the chair in a position where you feel comfortable and you can continue to work. Once I finish the blade, this is what the end product looks like for a regular haircut. 3 on the sides, clipper over comb on top. Take off the towel. Since I cleaned off the blade on this side, I go ahead, I turn it over, dig it into the inside, and continue to wipe the hair off. Clean them off very thoroughly because sometimes the customers just don't go home right after the barbershop. They tend to go back to work, or they gotta go see family members at restaurants, depending on their agenda, wherever they're doing. Just ideally cut their hair like if they're not gonna go home and take a shower. So clean them off, wipe them off good, comb their hair, wet it down. If you see that it's not damp, we wet it again, just a little bit, comb it, and proceed to style it with gel, hairspray, depending on whatever the client asks his preferences. Go ahead and grab a little bit of gel, style them up, give them a clean look, comb it. If you already have him facing the mirror, then he's facing the mirror. If he's not facing the mirror, if you want, you could show him the haircut real quick. You know, he approves. Yep. He approves. And proceed to undrape him. Take off the pin, open the cape, take off the neck strip, put it in the garbage, and make sure that whatever excess hairs he got on the neck, we clean them off with the blade. Grab his same towel, clean off his neck. Some customers got birthmarks and arrugas. You gotta make sure that you're not cutting into those things. So if they got hair around it, you go around them. Those things leak a lot. You don't wanna leak. Clean them off, put some alcohol on them, bring the chair back down. I put the chair in a position where the customer is ready to go, and I pick up the cape because remember, there's hair on the cape and we don't want the customer to get no hair on his clothes because he's not going home. And the haircut is done. And thank you for watching my tutorial.